brothers spend their lives stabbing each other to save their brothers from fire and water. Your buffalo's distress signal created an overwhelming scene of support from the herd, causing the lions' eyes to darken and their hearts to turn cold. How could this group of herbivorous gold be any different from a friendly and united group? Are lions showing courage but cannot resist the tricks of a herd of cows? Moreover, these buffalo brothers have such temperaments, one or two tricks cannot fool them. You must know that the buffalo's attack is just a continuation of the first round. The buffalo will tell the lions why the flowers on the savannah are so red in the first round, and the buffalo has stuck. What is the poem like? At this time, the buffalo still did not want to make a big deal of it. After successfully rescuing his comrades, he wanted to turn around and evacuate, but the lions behind him still wanted to sneak attack behind the buffalo. This made the buffalo realize that this is something we cannot just talk about. The attacking cows started to turn around and started a fight with the lion. The group fight that had just started turned into a counter-attack self-defense. Looking at this crazy herd of cattle, the lions could only run more directions. After all, so many cow buffaloes can really make 10,000 transparent holes in our situation. So-called good people do not suffer immediate losses. The important thing is to save his waistline and face it nothing. The lion turned his head to look at the buffalo. He didn't understand. Why does a buffalo often fight so well? He didn't know that lions know how to strangle. The buffalo said, "You are right. That's why I'm usually very cute. If the buffalo eats the meat, then all the pasture will be his." But there are always some lion generals who think that all herbivores in the world are selfish, like the female lion in the picture. He wants to attack suddenly at the last moment, and when he is pricked by his cow friend not. The tree demon crawled on the ground. Save her life. The only adult lion on the scene still wanted to be young and full of life, and he wanted to be the last. But the buffalo was not afraid at all. Within just 2 rounds, the male lion was chased into the bushes, and hunting activities from then on completely failed. The buffalo once again proves with its actions that herbivores do not exist for others to take advantage of. As long as they are united enough, they can always gain a good herd. The big-footed cavalry has can learn more. I am standing in front of Ban Ban's house, pensive. He didn't understand why Babao, part-time employee, was always able to make friends easily, but he didn't see a profound work report like Pen Pen. Looking at his confused expression, he didn't know that a long-lost sense of accomplishment arose spontaneously, and he even thought about it, demonstrating in front of my mother how to handle hesitation. And the Giraffes indeed has this ability. He was born an expert at handling soft things. The strong Pen Peg in the photo couldn't do anything in the hands of a part-time job newspaper. He completed the job with overwhelming confidence. Even though Pen Peg was carrying 200 kilograms, he could still follow the wind. But he didn't want to bring Pen Peg to market in a flashy way. He knew very well that this was not the time to celebrate. Looking at his surroundings, he was even a little worried. Because before Pen Peg there was none of the above. Everything was still unknown. Not to mention the remaining boss lion will appear at any time. The initial confusion of the lioness was enough for him to survive. Eventually he saw the job application and received potatoes at Pen Peg's doorstep. Don't tell me, didn't you really say 50? He really came. This guy definitely smelled the future. He didn't even take a detour but went straight towards the work report and MGE Fulon. The work report also smelled danger. He quickly carried the remaining window pen to the second floor to work and surrounded him. I was very proud of his far-sighted behavior, but this clearly forgot that the lioness also knew a little bit about climbing trees. The height of the second floor seems to me it's not a problem. You just need to help the demon tree stand up and pull out the wood pen. There was no doubt that the work report had once again been taken away. The moral work, pride grades were also taken away. If such big trees were no longer his last resort, there would be no more room for workers to live on the stem. This was like a bolt of enlightenment. Not to mention drinking too much in 3 days, I'll probably have trouble surviving. There is a saying, the boss may be late but is never absent. What's puzzling is that he always shows up when he's rewarded for his part-time work. Although the boss man was late this time, it didn't mean he didn't have a chance. There will always be times when the work papers on the tree get bigger and bigger. As long as the boss under the tree is patient, a few meters away. There was nothing he could do but try to chase the hyenas away. Obviously, he was even more afraid of encountering this group of fierce headhunters when the cow was fighting against the opponent, because the cow really had no way to resist the powerful bite force of the hyena and crag. It could even see the buffalo from afar, but in reality, it can also just lie down, right through the cow's ankle joint, causing it to lose the ability to walk. But the cow has no way to attack the agile hunting dog, and the cow is still very conflicted in her heart. On the one hand, he did not want to part with his newborn child. On the other hand, he was afraid that the hyenas would see him as a hunting target. So each time the hounds were chased away, it was like a perfunctory and symbolic sprint, chasing them away and then returning to their original position. The cow was really helpless. Chicken things hunting dogs did not give up because of being driven by the cow, nor did they want to beat the cow to block the calf's crag. Our safest and most economical strategy was protect the cow. After a few bites from hyenas, he completely lost the ability to move. The cow is always brave. It cannot be a small farmer who is seriously injured. In fact, now that the cow has been rescued, the hyenas just need to silently wait for the calf to die and wait for the cow's soul to be able to enjoy the young veal with peace of mind. But Lello is worried. We will not wait for these unknown worlds, otherwise he will not be the zombie-eating Steel King Leon. This is also the skill that hunting dogs rely on to survive. In such a dangerous and cruel step, you never know what will happen next. What will happen in a second? Therefore, the most practical thing is to be able to fill your stomach as quickly as possible. Just like a part-time jogger who likes to climb trees, must carry food up the tree before starting to look over. Little did he know that it was his constant habit of grinding and grinding that made him unable to take a bite of the food he had worked so hard to hunt for. Compared to the efficiency of hyenas, our cooking efficiency is only a few minutes short, and the calf will be torn apart and torn apart. The little calf doesn't even require much effort from the hunting dogs. Large chunks of veal were swallowed into Samy's throat as if torn apart by hunting dogs. At this point, the cow completely gave up, and the thief left the scene without looking back. He himself is afraid of fire. After we finish eating the calf, we can decide what our next goal will be. If you don't run now, why not wait until Tet? Without the video, you probably wouldn't believe it. Hyenas and lionesses actually hunted buffalo together. So the question is, will the final result be 50-50 or in 3G mode? Would he be able to enjoy the fruits of his labor without Leo's support? The answer is of course obvious. As the initiator of zero yuan buying and selling in the grassland, the headhunter never fights unprepared, let alone trades at a loss. Just like the scene in the photo is still a failed cooperation model high-grade failure. Both sides show off what they do best, strangling each other until leaves. It's just that holding the role model is a long process. The Tairoganga Lychee of the chief hyena is the behavior of an effective eccentric. As soon as someone sweats and works hard, the chief hyena has reduced metabolism by 2 bowls of snail noodles. If you want to say that wildebeest can still survive at this time, no one will believe it. Obviously the most pitiful thing about wildebeest is the stereotype, and the most hateful thing is of course Director Lou, the most thieving director. The hound's divine activity is invisible, and the lioness turns into a miserable work style. Director Hound always tests the 0VND free purchase model. He often appears in the most suitable place and at the most suitable time. The 2 lionesses behind the other successfully controlled 1 lion horizontally. As for the healthy African buffalo, the 2 lionesses did not dare to be negligent at all. Buffalo hunting itself is a high-risk activity, but this kind of thing is not difficult for the hunting dog leader. Destroying a bomb on the dog's head is enough to make the rich man fall. It's just that Chief Hound doesn't want to do it himself, because he has the hard-working Big Red Stick. There are still 2 temporary assistants. Although it is difficult for 2 lionesses to deal with a buffalo, the chief hyena, who is accustomed to the $0 purchase model, has no intention of helping. In the eyes of the director hyena, this time the beef feast is as safe as an old dog. As long as this buffalo comes, there will definitely be other hyenas. As the boss's headhunters, he just needs to wait quietly on the side. He believes that 2 female lions will definitely make a meal. I must say that the dog hunting director remembers that clearly, otherwise how could he have become the most successful hunting boss on the steppe? The brother wants to be the boss. Boss Leet gave us a sample. Can we learn the nature of boss lie? The rest depends on us.